Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Rebuilding Vicenza. Things are going pretty well. You can see from the league table position there with 4 points off the top. Form in the last 5 games has been 4 wins and a draw, so going pretty good. Just thought I'd take you to this page so that you have a look at top scorers and highest rating. So David Diao, he's top scorer. He's been pretty good, to be honest. Headers from corners, breaking free in the box. It's always been good. Big Anthony T, yeah, great player. I'm not going to pronounce it again, but yeah, 7.17 average rating. Most of that's come over the last 5 games as we've changed a little bit in the formation, but I'll show you that shortly. Again, assists, Calderoni and Bruskagin, so our fullbacks really getting forward and making some assists. Best pass completion, Brosco, who's playing at the back. So yeah, board very happy with his team doing well. Dynamics, again, we're in a really good place. So I'll just take you into the tactics to show you what's changed recently. So Giacomelli's coming on the left-hand side instead of Del Monte. We've changed to an inside winger, inverted winger. He's kind of taken that first choice spot there. Our right winger got injured, so where is he? Lombardi. He got injured, which forced us to move Diao out wide to the right. We could have brought in someone else in that right role, but I wanted to get Mancini and Diao in the same side. And that's been working pretty well for us. Ranocchia, he's been great in the middle of the park. G-Check's just come back in from a minor injury. He's starting to force himself into being a first-team player. Ragonia is that deep midfielder. He's gone on to a support role as defensive midfielder rather than a playmaker, which again has helped him improve his ratings. And that kind of back three centrally, Padella, Capelletti and Ragoni, they've been doing really well in terms of form over the last 5 games, certainly. So there you can see Bruskagin at right back's playing really well. G-Check's playing great. Del Monte was on great form before he came out the side. Zonta, Longa, everyone who's coming into the team is doing their job. So it's been really good. In terms of the schedule, since you were last with us, which if I can remember rightly, which I can't off the top of my head, I think it was around Pordoni, Ascoli. We got a draw with Perugia. Tanana, who were top of the league at the time, then I think they're still top of the league now. They beat us. It was a really close game, but we just didn't have the firepower to see it through. We've then been on 2 wins, a draw, and then another 3 wins. So we're currently on good form, 6-game winning streak. So in today's episode, we'll play the home game against Crotone, and then we're back at Spal, who beat us at the start of the season. So it's come full circle. We're going to hit the halfway point. That'll be us to the 20-game mark. And that sets us up well for a January transfer window next time round and the run-in. So stay tuned and I'll get us through to the first game. Welcome back. I've just brought you back slightly earlier because it's the first time I've seen the youth intake preview on this new version. And I've had a quick look and I actually quite like the look of it. It gives you a more detailed view of the standard of your player as an estimate and what positions they're kind of going to be playing in. So again, that's telling us we've got at least 2 top prospects in the middle of the park, which is put on the little image on the right as well. A forward who could be a fine prospect. And that's about it, really. Not really anything else other than that. So is a snapshot of the positions that are coming around as well. Centrally heavy, not too much in terms of the wings, only 1 goalkeeper. But again, I think that's a good indication, a good feature they've added to it. I'm much like that preferred to just the generic list you get. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how that develops further on. And here we are for the first game, the home game against Crotone, who are currently sat 14th in Serie B. We've had a slight hiccup and our goalkeeper's been injured. He's only out for about 4 days, but it's going to impact us slightly for this game, certainly. So Confente comes in goals. We've got the usual fullbacks of Calderoni and Bruskagin. Got Padella, Capelletti and Ragoni holding that defensive unit. Ranocchia and G-Check playing just in front and centre midfield. Diao and Giacomelli carry on the wings with Mancini leading the line. Attacking mentality, we've gone a lot shorter passing than the direct play we did previously play. Again, it's been working. Crotone have just lost their manager, so I'm hoping that sways it slightly in our favour, but we'll get into the game and see if we can carry on the great form and make it 7 games unbeaten. It's certainly tough to keep pace with the top two teams in the league. They just never seem to lose. I feel like we've been 4 points behind them for an eternity, but we'll see. We'll keep plugging away and see if we can reel them in somewhat. We'll just get into the kickoff. And here we go. So previous game's been pretty good. We took an early lead in the last match. We ran out 2-0 winners quite comfortably. But again, every game is difficult. It's not a league I'm overly familiar with, Serie B. I'm quite familiar with Serie A and the teams in and around there. But in terms of Serie B, I mean, for starters, I never realised there wasn't playoff positions. It's just first and second. And presumably second has a playoff against the lowest team in Serie A. But we'll see once we approach the end of the season if we get in there. So Ranocchia with a chance earlier on. And he's tipped it wide for a corner. But a promising start. We've been all right from set pieces and corners. There you go, Rigoni stepping up, just as I say. That's timing, director's timing they call it. Or just luck, blind luck, one of the two. But Rigoni, again, he's becoming a bit of a favourite of mine. I know I kind of discounted him earlier on. I think he's 36. Aging 37 now, there you go. So I think I dismissed him as maybe being too old, but he's certainly a quality player. But please let me know, anyone who's familiar with the league, if he's still playing, if he's still one of the standout players. As Giacomelli gets in, he just pushed it wide. But again, yeah, if he is a stalwart and been around for years, please let me know. I think I'm going to have a bit of a Google on him afterwards, just to see how he's getting on in real life. As we pick up the ball off their goal kick, managed to take the ball back up. João on the right. It's been flicked out wide. Calderoni, who's been really good for assists this season, delivers it again into Diao, but he's just put it wide. So 25 minutes gone. Doing pretty good. Crotone not managed to muster up a chance as of yet, but I'm sure at some point in the second half, if not the end of the first half, they'll start to put some chances together. Half an hour gone. Players doing the job expected of them. Some good shots on target. But here we go. Crotone now making a chance of their own as they break down the left-hand side. Switch to the middle. Can we win the ball back and make a count now? Or are they going to play our way around? Seem to be doing all right, but he's got the ball delivered into the box and keeper makes a save. And I'm a bit concerned because I've not really seen this keeper play yet. He's standing in. It might be the only game he plays all season, but he might be a weak area for the game. Giacomelli with the ball out wide into Ranocchia. Then he goes to Diao and he puts his 2-0 up. It looks like it might go to VAR. Again, it's not been my favourite thing, but yeah, we've got it this time. Maybe our fates are changing. Early in the start of the season, it seemed to be going against me, and I think I could be quoted as saying I hate it. But yeah, once it goes in your favour, you're a little bit less apprehensive. But there you go. So coming up to half time, I think you could certainly say we've been the dominant team in terms of XG, shots on target, possession play, player ratings. I think we've had it all pretty much so far. Condition of play is looking pretty good as we come up to half time as well, so there shouldn't really be a need to change anything. Just getting there. Again, XG is going pretty well. A lot of shots on target, so we're happy. So we'll get them out for the second half. Another 45 minutes to try and keep a hold of these 3 points. I'm just looking through the players that are on there. The ones that are playing green are the pretty standard ones. Like Calderoni's done a lot of assists. Rigoni, as I mentioned, a bit of a star man. Ranocchia on loan from a higher league club. And then our wingers, which are quite key in this formation. A lot of cutting inside, a lot of getting in the box to meet corners and crosses from the opposite sides. On a couple of occasions, we have Giacomelli crossing for Diao to head in and vice versa. So the tactic really lends itself to them two being quite pivotal. And obviously, we started with a 4-4-2 at the start of the season. It didn't quite work out for us. I've gone back to that kind of tried and tested. And because we're not as high favourites, perhaps, and we don't have the strength of ability, I like to play a defensive midfielder just to kind of stem the goals going in against us, which, again, has been working out since we made the change. So coming up to the 70th minute, job's looking like it's going pretty good. I've not relied on any shouts or anything yet, but I think I will just shout a little bit of encouragement just for these final 20 minutes. It's not gone down well. They are not happy faces. And that's ended up with a chance to hit return. So yeah, maybe I'll keep my little shout button to myself unless we're losing. It's lesson learned. 10 minutes to go. Just need them to cheer up. I'm not happy with that. Why would you get unhappy if somebody encouraged you? Return with another chance then. Keeper's done well to keep it out. As they get a corner into the box. Managed to get it away initially, but they've got another chance to deliver it in again. It looks like they can have another corner, so they're building a little bit of pressure as it comes to the end of the game. Another chance to sling it in there, but yeah, it's gone wide. So into the final 5 now, before injury time. I think we'll look to get Mancini off. He's not playing particularly well. We'll get Del Monte on. Give him a little run up front. It's only 5 minutes, but it gets him a little bit of valuable game time. Like I said, when Giacomelli came into the team and Del Monte was injured, Giacomelli's not really let it go. He's played really well every game, so I can't really just take him out because Del Monte's back. If you're on form, you're on form, and you go with what works. So here we go. Should secure these 3 points, which will push us up the league. We'll see how the other teams get on in a minute when we look at the league table. But yeah, job done. Really good victory at home. Look at them player range. Rigoni again, pivotal. What a fantastic result. Keeps the morale up. Builds that kind of good feeling around the club. And I think, yeah, I mean, like I said, they just lost their manager, but here we go. So still 4 points. I don't think we're ever going to catch them, but we will keep pushing as much as we can. We've got Spal next, which is a bit of a key game. They beat us once already this season. Hopefully we can return the favour. So stay tuned and I'll get us through and ready for that game. And welcome back. So here we are for the second game of the episode, away at Spal, who are third place in the league. This is our chance to enact a little bit of revenge against them after they beat us on the first game of the season. A couple changes to the starting lineup. Got Grandi in goals. Fidel and Cappelletti in the middle of defence. Calderone and Brusugin in the full-back positions. Rigoni, Zicek and Ranocchia still in the middle of the pitch. Giacomelli continues on the left wing. Lombardi's back from injury on the right wing with Del Monte up front. I think Giao's away at the African Cup of Nations, so he's missing out on this one. So we'll get into it and see how we can get on. This would be our chance to get up into third if we can get a victory. A draw wouldn't be the end of the world. We just need to try and keep pace with the top teams. There's a huge gap in the Italian league. I didn't realise they have a winter break. So it was 27 days without a match. So the players should be well rested. There has been a little bit of transfer news. So the window opened in January. We did sell a striker, Lanfetti. He was a kind of reserve backup striker. He wasn't even really a used substitute. So we've let him go for above his transfer value to free up some more wage budget in case we want to bring anyone in. Unfortunately, Rigoni, we had a couple of offers come in for him. He indicated he wanted to leave, despite me telling him to stay and we'll try and get promoted. I didn't accept him, I rejected it. He got the huff and he's now signed a pre-contract agreement to leave in the summer. So unfortunately, we're going to have to replace him. Zicek's already a ready-made replacement to take that position once he moves on. But we'll also look into bringing another high-potential player to take his place. So Grandi playing the ball out from the back. Cappelletti, he plays to Brusugin, Lombardi. Forging our way up the middle of the pitch, just playing the ball around nice and sweetly. Ranocchia out wide to Brusugin. Cappelletti, Rigoni, Zicek, Fidele, Cappelletti. So it's a very patient build up this one. Over the top to Lombardi, he's broken free, but his shot's just a little bit wayward. But yeah, that would have been a tremendous goal. Great passage of play. And it gives us a good indication where we are for this match. So again, Joe would normally be in that position. I'd favour him more to kind of finish that kind of opportunity. But Lombardi, again, he's not a bad player. He's good. We signed him in the summer from Lazio, and he's been a great asset since we got him. It's gone up to the 20-minute mark. Fairly even pace. We've got the bulk of possession, playing away from home. Not too many chances, though. They're obviously a much better team than Crotone, who we played in the previous match. So we've got to find a way to really break them down. We'll just throw out a little bit of encouragement. Again, Ranocchia and G-Check normally play the other way around, but for this game we're just freshening up, swapping it around a little bit. Ranocchia in the ball-winning midfield role with G-Check a chance to get further forward. Again, G-Check, one of the players we signed in the summer to try and help us move forward and develop further on. So again, he's a good player. He's got a little bit of development potential left in him. He can get up to 4-star. So well, hopefully he can fulfill that. Rigoni then to Brusque again. He's giving the ball away. Looks like Spal going to have a chance to counter up the wing. Unless we can win the ball back. Cappelletti's got it. Lombardi. Cappelletti. Lombardi. Into Brusque again. Rigoni. Out wide to Giacomelli on the far side. Into G-Check. Giacomelli, Del Monte. Giacomelli. And again, it's just gone wide. So again, once we got the ball back, we've managed to play the ball around quite well. Got it spread out to the far side. Crossed into the box. Laid it off and had a shot. But unfortunately, we didn't have the finishing to tuck it away and get our noses in front. But again, promising stuff. Certainly, if you compare this to the opening game of the season in episode 1, we're in a much better position than we were previously. Coming up to half-time then, I think we've probably edged it. Again, we've had a lot of possession, but that's because we've gone a little bit more tiki-taka short passing, playing the high press, trying to capitalise on any mistakes that are made. So we'll just get into the changing room. Dig in. Just all we need is one goal. Del Monte not playing particularly great up front, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Mancini on as a bit of an impact sub and see if he can just nick a goal. Again, he's not scored for a little while, but he's a good finisher and he's got a good prospect, certainly for next season as well. So Lombardi down the right hand side. This might just be a remnant of the substitution, so not a proper highlight. It should just fizzle out. And here we go then into the second half. Again, I'll just shout a little bit of encouragement. Unlike last game, we get some green faces, not some red faces. That's good. My Italian's working. 4 throw-ins, giving the ball to Spal, who have a chance to break. It's their first real attack of the game. Unfortunately, it's gone wide, but just goes to show if you don't score when you're on top, there's always a chance you could drop behind. Dickman on the ball. Silgardi, Colombo, one ball just cut through the whole team there. That was shocking, really. It's like the partner of the Red Sea. They're normally so assured at the back there. And we've now picked up an injury to Ranocchia. So we'll get Tagodo on. We'll probably just switch Tagodo and G-Check around and get back out there. I'm going to demand a bit more from the players because we need to try and get back in this game. Half an hour to go. Thought it looked like quite a promising position. We've just kind of slipped off the pace. And we've gifted them the lead with some really lapsed defending. They've had one shot on target, saying that we've not had any. And they've got their noses in front. And from their third place position in the league, that's going to cut us adrift. We're really going to have to make up some points over the next few games and hope that Brescia, Tanana and Spal all slip up and we can capitalise on any points dropped. Again, 20 minutes. We're really not forging any chances out like we have in the previous game. Chalk and cheese, really. Just show a bit more encouragement. Mancini not even had a sniff yet. Lombardi and Giacomelli, since them early exchanges, haven't really managed to get in and around their box. Spal have really taken control of the game. 10 minutes to go, time to make the last couple changes. So, oof. We'll get Rigoni off. And we'll get Zonta on. Put an extra man in the middle. See if we can somehow just pull this one back. With 12 minutes to go, it's not looking promising. Looks like Spal won the ball back again. Come on. And then they've really, it's chalk and cheese from the first to the second half for them. Look at them passing the ball around now with confidence. Broke through the back four again, and yeah, this one has slipped away from us, unfortunately. 8 minutes to go. Can't see us getting 2 goals in that short space of time, which is very disappointing from the form we were on. Such a disappointment. We've been completely nullified on the wings. From what was a great opening first half, they've just absolutely sucker punches in the second half, and we're going to come away with nothing. 3 points from 2 games, not too bad though. And again, we'll have a look at league position following this. We may look to just dip into the transfer window. I'll show you what budget we've got left. We may be able to strengthen 1 or 2 areas if possible, if there's any flex in the wage budget. But again, it's not necessary because we're still doing well for the club vision we had. It's not pivotal. We go up at the first attempt. We can rebuild and give it a really good go next season as well. So yeah, not happy with the performance. Great first half, not so good a second half. Yeah, it is my fault. So league table wise then, so we've drifted off, so we're 4 points off. Still only 4 points off second though, which is a promotion spot, so it's not done us any damage in the long term. But we're now 10 points off top of the league. Brescia have been absolutely different class. I don't think they've lost many games. Transfer budget wise then, we've got 29,000 and 6,000 in the wage budget, so there is some wiggle room. I like the new layout of the scouting recommendations. Again, you can see ability and potential in the same page, and your scout recommendation, all your wages and everything go along with it. So as a quick snapshot for players you're looking at, players who are available and what your scouts say, it's absolutely fantastic. So I'll be having a look at that later. We've got a little bit of the transfer window left. But once again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you agree we've been doing pretty well so far. I'll just have another quick peek at the league table, just so you can see where we are. So that's the caliber of the teams up there. We've won 11 games, same as second place. Just that early season form in the schedule, it was really damaging to us. So them opening few games where, there you go, 3 losses and a draw at the first 4. That's a lot of points dropped. That's probably the difference between being second right now and where we are. So hopefully the second half of the season we can rectify that. It'll certainly be challenging, but stay tuned to find out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.